Hi everyone, my name is Beacon. I'm here to tell you about the rules and regulations for the Sedona Skate Park fire dancing Tuesday nights that we have here at the events. We got this given to us by the city with permission from the fire department as well. They put some pretty strict restrictions on us, so we have to make sure to follow them. So here's a quick layout of the rules. So first of all, the number one thing is make sure that you spin in natural fibers. You don't want to be spinning in synthetic fibers. Synthetic fibers will melt to your skin if it catches on fire. Regardless if you've sprayed a fire retardant on your synthetic clothing, we just ask that you don't bring it to the skate park here. Number two, make sure you only spin with approved fuels, no gasoline and no gunpowder. Number three is if you come in, you have to sign a waiver. There's two forms here. One basically says you understand the risks involved, and the other one says you've watched a safety video, because we're going to ask you to volunteer safety if you're spinning here. Let's see, number three, no smoking inside the park here. That's just a really strict rule as far as that goes. And then, let's see. Yeah, no smoking or drinking, like as far as alcohol or drugs concerned. Make sure you're not impaired while you're spinning in here. Now, as far as the layout of the park here, this is our fuel station right here. Anything behind that wall is where you're allowed to fuel. Never take any fuel outside of this area. Right here is our fire extinguisher. If a fuel spill happens that catches on fire or somebody needs to be put out, that is our fire extinguisher. Make sure you know how to use that thing. Ask if you don't know how to use it. That's a Class B fire extinguisher, but basically if there's a fire, point at the base of the flame. Make sure it's not at the top of the flame, at the base of the flame. Down here is our performance area. We're only allowed to spin in the bottom of the area right there. You can spin up on the little pyramid there, but nothing on the side here. Same thing goes for lighting. Do not light anywhere outside of that area. Don't light up here and then walk down. You'll see that we have a white safety towel down there and a black safety towel down there. The reason we have a white safety towel is to put out people. You want to make sure that you don't put out your props on a white safety towel and then put out the person with that same towel, because then they'll light up on fire. The black safety towel is for putting out your props. So coming over here, fuel station. Number one, bring your own fuel and bring it in a approved container. The approved containers are either a safety container or the original container that it came in. That's just a very strict agreement or strict rule that the fire department has. We have to abide by. Dip containers. There's allowed to be one ammo can dip container on site. This is like a communal dip container, so you put your fuel in there and everybody kind of shares it. If you're going to dip your props, make sure that when you're done, you completely close the container. You don't want to have an open container and a fire performance going down there. You can bring your own can to dip in if it's like a paint can, but if you bring your own can, you have to pour the excess fuel that you've poured in there back into its original container using this funnel before you actually start spinning, which can create a fuel spill. So I recommend using the dip can. If there is a fuel spill, inside this container right here will be a colored towel. Only use a colored towel for fuel spills. If you have a fuel spill, make sure to get one of the people that's in charge, that's on site, to help you deal with that. Now, if you have a prop like toy, as soon as you dip it, you want to make sure to spin out all the excess fuel. You're not allowed to go down into the bowl and then just spit it out like that and create fire trails. It looks cool, but we're not allowed to do it. If you have a prop that is like a staff or something, you can do spin-offs where the flame goes up in the air, but not throwing excess fuel on the ground or on anybody else. So with poi, we have a spin-off can. The way you work this is you put your poi in the can, elevate it off the bottom, and then pinch the chain and your chain or whatever your prop has on it together, and then you spin it like this and get a lot of force on it. Spin it quite a few times to make sure you get all the excess fuel out. The spin-off area is over there by the fence. Make sure to only spin off over there. Now, once this gets any amount of liquid in the bottom, you want to pour it back into the dip can or back into the original container. So, being a safety, we ask that everybody becomes a safety if they're going to be spinning out here. The rules on safeties is you have to have 2 safeties for the first 3 people spinning. The first 3 people spinning will have 1 safety in the bowl and then 1 safety up here. The person that's up here watches the gate, makes sure nobody that's coming in that's not supposed to be in here, and make sure to watch the fuel station. Now, if you're not familiar with being a safety, make sure you get asked by one of us. We'll show you a video, or we'll teach you how to do it. But the basics of being a safety is if somebody catches on fire, you yell out that person's name, and then you yell out the body part that's on fire. So if I was to catch on fire, you would yell out, "Hey, Beacon, your hip's on fire." If you don't know the person's name, you just yell out the body part that's on fire. And if that person doesn't hear you, you need to make sure to grab the towel and get up to the person to smother them out. And make sure that you don't run up on a person and get hit by the poi or whatever their prop is because they don't see you. Make sure you get in the line of their vision and say, "Hey, I'm going to put you out." You take the towel, you put out put it on as much surface area as you can to get out the flame. These are damp towels, or we even have cotton or Nomex blankets or wool blankets that work the same. So usually, as I said, you would only use a black towel for putting out props, but since this prop is dry, I'm using this for a safety demonstration, Put the lit prop in the towel, smother it like this, and then roll the prop like that. It can be kind of hard if you have fans. If you have fans or some other prop that doesn't roll, just make sure to cover it with as much of the towel as you can, and make sure it's out before you take it out. So let's see here. If you're a first-time spinner, make sure to talk to Matt, Beacon, Jamin, or anybody else that's on site that's in charge. Let's see. I don't know if I didn't say it or not, but no glass containers in the park. Anything else you can think of? Oh yeah. Last thing is make sure to check your props every single time before you dip, or every time before you spin. Make sure that all the connections are in good working order. We had something fly off the other day because somebody didn't check their props. So it is definitely important to check your props. If your prop flies off and it goes into this fuel area, we have a big issue and we won't be able to spin here anymore. So do keep that in mind. And other than that, if you have any questions, make sure to ask one of us. I recommend checking out some fuel or some fire safety videos, and as far as burn protocol, like how to deal with burns if you decide you want to be a safety. So thanks for watching and have a good day.